Some plants may look beautiful, but don't let their charm fool you. Behind the pretty blooms and lush foliage, some perennials can become a gardener's worst nightmare, invading your borders, choking out neighboring plants, or being nearly impossible to remove once established. In this video, we'll reveal 7 perennials you should avoid planting in your garden, and more importantly, we'll show you what to grow instead. These alternatives offer similar beauty without the regrets, so your garden stays easy to manage and thrives year after year. Let's dig in.
Don't plant bugleweed. Go with creeping thyme instead. Bugleweed, or Ajuga reptans, is often sold as a beautiful ground cover with shiny, often purple or bronze-toned leaves and deep blue flower spikes in spring. It creates a lush carpet that seems ideal for covering bare soil. But this visual appeal hides a serious problem. Ajuga is an aggressive spreader that quickly escapes its boundaries and takes over flower beds, lawns, or walkways. Gardeners often regret planting it because it becomes difficult to control once it spreads. Ajuga grows rapidly by sending out stolons, horizontal runners, that root wherever they touch the ground. Even a small section left behind after weeding can regrow into a new plant. In moist, shaded areas, it spreads even faster and can outcompete more delicate perennials. Its dense mat can smother other plants, making it unsuitable for mixed borders unless heavily contained. For a safer alternative, go with creeping thyme, a fragrant, pollinator-friendly plant that forms a tidy, low-growing mat. It tolerates drought, thrives in full sun, and won't invade nearby beds. While slower to spread, it fills in gaps beautifully over time and adds a delightful herbal aroma to your garden. Creeping thyme works well between stepping stones, along sunny pathways, or at the front edge of borders. It's perfect for rock gardens and Mediterranean-style plantings, and it pairs nicely with lavender, sedums, or dwarf conifers for year-round interest, without the chaos of an aggressive spreader.
Skip Japanese anemone. Geranium roseanne is the smarter choice. Japanese anemone is elegant and airy, sending up graceful pink or white blooms that sway in the breeze from late summer into fall. Its long bloom period and tall dancing stems make it a tempting choice for shady or partially shaded borders. But beneath the surface, this plant is a hidden invader. It spreads aggressively via underground rhizomes and can be difficult to contain or remove once established. In rich, moist soils, Japanese anemone can quickly overtake nearby perennials. It doesn't respond well to crowding and tends to push its way into spaces meant for other plants. Even if you think you've removed it, it often reemerges the next year. Its rapid underground growth makes it hard to manage in smaller garden spaces or mixed beds where root competition is an issue. Instead, consider Geranium roseanne, a much more garden-friendly perennial with a long bloom season and compact, clump-forming growth. Its violet-blue flowers bloom from late spring into fall, and it weaves gently through the garden without taking over. It's also drought-tolerant once established and performs well in sun or part shade. Geranium roseanne looks lovely spilling over borders, softening path edges, or mingling with grasses and taller perennials like salvia or echinacea. It's an easy care filler that enhances garden beds without creating problems down the road. Houtunia cordata. Big mistake. Heuchera is a safer, prettier option. Houtunia cordata, also known as chameleon plant, lures gardeners in with its multicolored foliage, shades of green, red, yellow, and even pink. It thrives in wet areas and fills space quickly. Unfortunately, that's exactly the problem. Once it's planted,
Houtunia becomes nearly impossible to remove, spreading aggressively through underground rhizomes and returning even after heavy digging or herbicide use. In the right conditions, especially moist or poorly drained soil, this plant can invade large areas in a single season. It smothers neighboring plants, breaks through barriers, and sends runners under patios or paths. Even small fragments left in the ground can regenerate and spark a full reinvasion the next year. It's one of the most persistent perennials to eradicate once it's taken root. Instead, choose heuchera, or coral bells, a non-invasive, clumping perennial with stunning foliage in shades of burgundy, lime, copper, and silver. It thrives in part shade, provides excellent color all season long, and won't overrun your garden. Heucheras are also far easier to manage and combine beautifully with a range of garden styles. Use heuchera in shade gardens, under trees, or in mixed borders where you need long-lasting foliage interest. It pairs beautifully with ferns, hostas, and brunnera, and its small flower spikes attract pollinators without being overwhelming.
Obedient plant is anything but obedient. Choose Salvia nemorosa instead. The obedient plant gets its name from the flexible way its flowers stay in place when moved. But don't let the name fool you. It's a garden rebel. It spreads aggressively through underground rhizomes and can quickly take over a flower bed, especially in moist or rich soils. Gardeners often find themselves regretting this obedient guest when it becomes a headache to control. Its rapid spread makes it a poor choice for small spaces or areas with delicate plant combinations. Even with regular pruning, it sends up new shoots feet away from where it was originally planted. While the tall spikes of pink flowers are charming, they come at the cost of constant digging and containment work to prevent an invasion. A much more manageable option is Salvia nemorosa, a hardy, upright perennial with spiky violet blooms that attract bees and butterflies. It stays in a neat clump, reblooms after deadheading, and thrives in full sun and dry soil. It's perfect for adding vertical interest without the worry of takeover. Use Salvia nemorosa in sunny borders, herb gardens, or alongside ornamental grasses. It pairs well with roses, yarrow, and coreopsis, and brings structure and pollinator appeal without creating chaos. No to purple loosestrife. Laetris spicata offers beauty without the threat. Purple loosestrife is undeniably beautiful, with its tall spires of magenta blooms that attract bees and butterflies. But it's also one of the most destructive invasive plants in North America. It thrives in wetland environments and spreads rapidly by both seeds and underground stems, displacing native plants and harming entire ecosystems. Even in backyard gardens, purple loosestrife can escape into nearby natural areas. Many regions have outlawed its sale or planting due to its ecological impact. Once established, it's extremely difficult to remove, as its roots are deep and resilient, and the seeds can remain viable in soil for years. Instead, try Laetris spicata, or blazing star. It offers similar vertical flower spikes in shades of purple and white, and is beloved by pollinators. It stays in tidy clumps, requires little maintenance, and adds striking texture to perennial beds. Laetris works beautifully in prairie gardens, pollinator meadows, and sunny borders. Pair it with echinacea, rudbeckia, or ornamental grasses for a naturalistic look that won't spread out of control.
Avoid Vinca major, it'll take over. Use golden creeping jenny instead. Vinca major, or greater periwinkle, is a fast-spreading evergreen ground cover with glossy leaves and soft blue flowers. But in many climates, it behaves more like a thug than a friend. It sends out long, trailing stems that root wherever they touch soil, smothering other plants and pushing into places it's not wanted. Its invasive nature makes it especially risky near natural areas, wooded gardens, or even small ornamental beds. Once vinca is established, removing it becomes an ongoing struggle. Pulling it often leaves behind bits that regrow, and it can sneak under fences or into neighboring yards. A more responsible alternative is golden creeping jenny, which provides vibrant chartreuse foliage and soft yellow flowers in early summer. It trails gracefully without becoming unmanageable and adds a splash of color to shadier areas. Golden creeping jenny is perfect for planting along borders, under shrubs, or in containers and hanging baskets. It pairs nicely with hostas, astilbe, or ferns, and provides glowing contrast against dark mulch or stone pathways. Don't mess with yellow flag iris. Siberian iris is the safer bet. Yellow flag brings a bold vertical presence to wet or boggy spots with its sword-like foliage and sunny yellow flowers. But this plant is no friend to the environment. It spreads aggressively through rhizomes and seed, dominating wetland habitats and crowding out native vegetation. In many regions, yellow flag is considered invasive and banned from sale. Even in home gardens, it can quickly escape its planting area, sending rhizomes into nearby beds, ponds, or drainage zones. Once it establishes, it's hard to control and nearly impossible to fully remove from waterlogged soil. For similar elegance without the ecological risk, go with Siberian iris. It forms graceful clumps, tolerates moist soil, and offers flowers in purple, blue, and white that are just as lovely, without the invasive tendencies. Plant Siberian iris along the edges of ponds, rain gardens, or mixed perennial borders, where gentle movement and vertical lines are needed. It combines beautifully with sedges, alliums, or astilbes, and brings elegance without disruption. Just because a plant is beautiful doesn't mean it belongs in your garden. Choosing non-invasive, easy-to-control alternatives not only saves you time and frustration, but also protects your garden's long-term health and your local ecosystem. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to PlantDo Home and Garden for more smart, beautiful gardening tips. Let me know in the comments, have you ever planted something you regretted later? See you in the next one. Happy planting!